10% of all the new cars sold in Iowa come from the Carl Auto Group. Our neighbors trust us to have the largest selection and the highest standards. To our current customers, thank you. And to our future customers, see for yourself why Carl drives Iowa.
Your dealer for life, it's the Carl way.
Keen Project Solutions, a modern engineering and construction firm, embracing technology, establishing industry-leading systems and processes, and delivering reliable results to our customers. At Keen, we are passionate about inspiring our team and our customers to achieve great things, offering the highest quality services in commercial construction to deliver turnkey projects. Our core beliefs drive us forward. Protect people, build relationships, drive innovation, and focus on end goals, bringing our customers' desired results to life. See how Keen can work for you at ThinkDifferent.ThinkKeen.com.
We know that carrying your groceries out to your car seems a bit old school. That saying hello and asking about your day feels like a thing of the past. Being best at fresh, it's not just a fad. Serving high-quality meat at affordable prices? Talk about a throwback. But at Fareway, that's kind of our thing. Because some things never go out of style. Friendly at Fareway. It's more than just a name.
Finally, the opener for the Cyclones inside of Jack Trice Stadium. South Dakota comes to town. My name is Chris Williams. We're going to break it all down. Jake Brend's going to join me here in just a couple of minutes. Pregame brought to you, as always, by our friends at Channel C. They got a big tailgate coming up on Saturday where they are bringing a bunch of Cyclone basketball players. You'll find them. They're going to be right around the, right there in the lots, right in the S lots right there. So look around. I bet they would like to welcome all of you. But thanks to Channel C for bringing us all of our pregame shows, halftime shows, postgame shows, all throughout the season here in the Northwest Bank Studios. Also, shout out to Iowa Pork, one of our presenting sponsors as well. I would encourage you all to do what I do. Every Friday when I roll into Ames, the first place I go is the Fareway Meat Market, and I load up on my Iowa pork. I like the skinless brats. You all know that. But you can get some of those chops. The butterfly chops are really good. Throw those things on the old Blackstone. Also presented by Keen Project Solutions and Carl Auto Group. Jake Brend joins me from Cyclone Fanatic. We are going to break down the Yotes.
What is up?
What up?
Game week.
2:30 kick, Fox. And I did just see that the YouTube TV Fox dispute is over. We're recording this Wednesday evening. Most of you probably watching it on Thursday and Friday. It's probably old news for you, but that's the current situation. So you should be able to watch the game. Jamie Pollard did tweet on Wednesday that he's expecting a sellout crowd, which is awesome. Not entirely surprised by that, Jake, based on what happened last weekend in Ireland.
Want to hear a cool stat?
Let's hear it.
First ever non-in-state or non-Big 12 sellout since Jack Trice expanded to 61,500.
Love that stat. Well done, my friend.
That was from one of the best Twitter accounts to follow, Jack Trice Mafia. That guy or gal, I guess I don't know who runs it.
It could be a gal. Yeah.
Does just great work. So a big game. It's going to be a really cool atmosphere. When I was telling, I believe Alec Bussey, our friend, that sometimes the best Jack Trice atmospheres aren't when there's a massive opponent in town, but it's when the team returns home after a massive win. Like I think back to that KU game after they beat OU in 2017. I fully expect something exactly like that on Saturday. Welcome the team back.
I mean, you know, all the narratives going into last week and you take care of business, right? And the whole season's in front of you and you're one of the favorites to like go to the college football playoff from the Big 12. So it's exciting. I think this could be, I don't know if it's Campbell's best team. I think it's his deepest team when you look at the two deeps. I'm hoping that will be tested on Saturday. Would love to get a situation where a guy like Dominic Orange can take some time off in the second half. That is the goal.
see what Zamir Hawk can bring. I am intrigued to see the D-line as far as getting to the quarterback. I know you and Bloom talked about that a little bit. That is probably the one, if you wanted to nitpick the K-State game from a defensive standpoint, the one thing that they didn't do, but it's also not like Avery Johnson was dropping back every single time. They didn't pass traditionally quite a bit. We just didn't see Iowa State get to the quarterback much.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think, let's be honest, if you take Dominic Orange off of Iowa State's defensive line, you go from being, I don't know, what are they right now? Like above average? Probably with Orange, because he's probably the best middle guy in the conference. Yeah. If you take him out, you're probably below average at that position from what we know. That's not to say that McDonough and those guys aren't going to evolve and be really good. I don't know. But I'm just saying what we know. It's probably how this thing would go. So I mean, unequivocally, the two most important players on Iowa State football right now, it's Rocco Beck, the quarterback. And it's Dominic Orange.
Yep.
You go back and watch that tape, the Kansas State tape. John Haycock told us on Tuesday he was taking on 3 blockers on many plays. And I remember back when Ray Lima started doing this and they switched the defense and he'd take on 2 and we were like Orange he did some spectacular things in that Kansas State game.
Yeah, and ideally you don't need Orange to do anything spectacular on Saturday.
I would hope not.
You'd assume his presence will be, I'd guess he's drawn 2-3 guys every single time, and hopefully that means we get to see those edge guys. Ike Ezeagu had a really good game, but we'd like to see maybe Tomatoa McDonough, Vontroy Malone, some of those guys get to the quarterback, make life difficult for Aiden Bauman, the former Cyclone, which is where I wanted to go next. Campbell, pretty much all the players were asked about Bauman, the former Iowa State quarterback. And do you know what I learned today, Chris?
What's that?
He was on the team at the same time as Rocco Becht.
Oh, really?
So,
he Rocco
transferred after the spring of 22, which would have been Rocco's early enrollee spring year. So his true freshman year, which I did not realize that. I thought that they completely did not cross paths. So they've at least crossed paths for 15 practices.
Really good player. Like Rocco, dad was an NFL player. Being a Vikings fan, I remember being really excited when he committed to the program. I remember watching his dad, mostly as a backup, pretty much exclusively as a backup for the Minnesota Vikings, but was there for a really long time. Good story. Really glad. Because I remember when he left, it was never like, he doesn't like Iowa State thing. It was always a opportunity. And it looked at the time like Hunter Deckers was like, really, like this seems crazy. There were people, not Matt Campbell, like nobody at the top, but there were people that were at that time thinking Deckers maybe should be playing some over Brock Purdy. I know it sounds insane.
I remember those conversations too.
But the reason I say that is not to make anybody look dumb or it's all hindsight, whatever. But it's to point out why Bowman was like, yeah, I'm probably going to get out and go somewhere where I have a better opportunity. And he did the right thing because there's a lot of people who believe that he's got a legitimate chance to wind up in the National Football League. But that caliber of a quarterback is coming to Ames on Saturday. Having said that, he's pretty stationary back there. And when I have John Haycock's defense, that's always what I'm looking for. It's why these Kansas quarterbacks have given them some problems, right? Like
Brendan Sorsby.
Sorsby gave him some problems. Yeah, that's just kind of their kryptonite a little bit is the mobile quarterback. So I like that. This is better than, one of those UNI guys who's a true freshman who's just running around and breaking plays. Like I would rather
McElvain.
Yeah, I would rather this matchup. Like if we're gonna get a guy at the FCS level, top 3 quarterback in FCS, Bowman, I would say.
Yeah, I'd say statistically he's.
Yeah,
I mean,
at least he's.
This is gonna make some people mad, but heading into this year, he's probably equivalent to where Gronowski had been for a couple of years, probably a little bit below that. Wasn't winning the FCS Heisman, but statistically he's right about in that area. I
wonder what Bowman would have gotten.
That's what I was wondering.
Had he transferred.
I mean,
he would be playing Power 4, right?
Look at who UCF and Oklahoma State and West Virginia, look at who they're rolling out at quarterback.
Yeah.
I have no doubt in my mind that the top 5 to 10 quarterbacks at the FCS level would all be at least able to compete for starts.
Completely agree with you, Jake. And I also think that these elite level FCS teams, especially in September when they're not beaten up, are usually like mid to end of the pack of most power conferences, as far as how good they actually are. The problem is they have fewer scholarships and they don't have the depth. So as the season goes on, when the SEC plays these guys in November, they're not as good, and they're considerably not as good. So, and these FCS teams, there's not that many of them in this caliber. You've got really the Missouri Valley is really pretty elite compared to everybody else.
It's the Missouri Valley and the Big Sky, and the SEC is typically not playing those FCS schools once November rolls
They're playing
around.
like the SWAC and those type.
They're playing Mercer and teams that are not towards the top. And I just fact checked myself. Bauman passed for more yards than Gronowski last year, so I'm not coming off of it as a total idiot. Another position that I think is a question mark for Iowa State heading into the week is just I still think running the ball. We saw them do it at a very high level in the second half of that game. This is an area where Iowa State has maybe struggled against these FCS opponents. Is it just because of the vanilla play calling? Is it because of first game offensive line jitters that we saw last week? How do you anticipate Iowa State being able to run the ball and establish the run against the Yotes?
If I had to project it right now, like if you're going to say like Williams, you have to bet on this game. Aiden, will you look up the total? I would play the under. I don't care what the number is. I would play the under for 2 reasons. One, I think Iowa State's defense will be able to
47.5 is what I'm seeing.
That's an under game. Because this screams to me like North Dakota last year. I remember going to the tailgate lots and everybody's pissed off. He didn't look very good. Well, they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything in that game, if you remember.
Yeah.
Now, there were some bad missed tackles.
The problem was that like 14-minute drive for North Dakota that ended in a field goal somehow.
Correct. And you had like 10 missed tackles in that drive alone, right? Like, whatever, week 1 stuff. But offensively, they didn't do anything in that game. And that's kind of what I anticipate here. Now, having said that, I think Iowa State doing nothing, it has more horses to move the football. But I think this is going to be a 3 tight end set, power running. I don't think Rocco Becht is going to use his legs much at all. I think they're going to exclusively tell him, do not run. And I could see this. Yeah, like, absolutely, I think they're going to be able to run the football. And I also think that that's primarily what they're going to do. This is an under game. Iowa State is going to win this game in the high 20s, low 30s. And I would be surprised if South Dakota, despite having a great quarterback, who, again, I think will end up in the National Football League in some capacity, I would be surprised if they score more than 13, 14 points total, and I don't even know if they'll get there.
I almost wonder from a playbook standpoint, usually when you play this game, you already have 0 film on you, or you don't have any film on the tape right now. You've already got tape from the K-State game that Iowa can watch. I almost wonder if they're a little more, not aggressive, but a little more creative than they have been in the past, because
Good point.
What are you hiding?
I do know. I talked to somebody in the program on Sunday when we all got back from Ireland. And this person told me we absolutely have to play well to win this game. Like and this isn't a coach speak type person. Like this is somebody to be real with me. So that good point, Jake.
Like
but I also I don't think they're going to be stupid either. Like I don't think it's going to be 3rd and 3. I don't think you're calling a quarterback draw.
No, I agree with that. And you're probably not running flea flickers. No. But what's stopping you from the little pop pass to Gabe Burkle, because it's already on tape against K-State. You already ran it last year. So if there is a big spot, and granted they ran that exact play to Ben Bramer last year against Arkansas State of all teams. So it might not be the inside zone, throw a slant to a tight end that I feel like we almost always see against the North Dakotas, the UNIs of the world. And maybe that could make things a little less stressful for fans. But I'm in agreement with you on the defense. I think South Dakota is really, really going to struggle to not only move the ball, but if they do, to actually put the ball in the end zone.
Think different. Think Keen.com. Keen Project Solutions, always supporting us. It's Cyclone Fanatic, and I'm a huge fan of this company. Love going in there. You can just feel their great culture when you walk into that building. Jakey, I'll have to take you over there sometime. They're really great Cyclones. Thank you to them. Same with our friends at Carl Auto Group. I absolutely love I got a 23 Silverado right now. It's my favorite vehicle I've ever owned. It's a diesel. It's one of those baby diesels, and it gets like 30 miles to the gallon on the highway. It pulls my camper so well. So if you're in the market for a new vehicle, remember all of our friends at Carl Auto Group, all over the great state of Iowa. So I'm with you on the running game. I want Sama specifically, get him rolling, right?
Can I say something?
Always.
I watched the Skycam start to finish.
That's a good view.
Sama, in the third quarter, I'm no running backs coach. I'm not an offensive coordinator, but from what I saw and what I graded, I didn't really see him miss a read. I know his problem in the past and when you compare him to Carson Hansen, if there's not a hole there, Hansen is still just putting his head down and he's maybe turning nothing into 2 or 3 yards.
Different backs.
Live to fight another day. And Sama is the type where there might be a small hole that he misses or not much there and he just bounces it outside. The 2 runs that he bounced outside were either designed or there was truly nothing in the middle of the field. And I think more than them keeping Hansen fresh, I think they actually liked what Sama was doing, and Sama wasn't getting the offense into any 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13. And that was encouraging to me because he, of course, started the game about as rough as he possibly could have.
They remind me of my 2 favorite Atlanta Braves, Andrew Jones and Chipper Jones, back in the day, where Chipper more hit for average, had the power, but he was super consistent. But Andrew, man, he would hit 265, but when he hit a bomb, it was
That's gone. A good average nowadays.
Yeah, that's true. But Abu is Andrew Jones out in center field, and Carson is my guy Chipper Jones at third base. That's a analogy that most people are too young to understand anymore. But that Abu is still that home run hitter, and I'd love to see him bounce one to get that confidence going into next week. Speaking of home run hitters, this Cummings-Coleman in the backfield, the defense, okay? Go back and watch the whiff from pretty close to pick 6 potentially if he bites about a half second earlier, and that's what he was going for there. He made a freshman mistake. Let's tap the brakes before we have too many concerns. I think that guy is going to be special for Iowa State.
He hesitated on that.
Yep. And just a little bit.
Jeremiah Cooper wouldn't have hesitated, and that's fine. You get those mistakes out of the way early. Iowa State's a better defense with Cooper at corner right now, and getting those young guys on the field. I do think that's a slight concern because it's not going to be just one mistake for all of these guys. It's just making sure those mistakes, it's knowing the time, it's knowing the score. If you go and do that again, you probably either get a perfect jump or you don't risk trying to go for the pick 6. Like you either smoke the guy or keep that at a first down.
So let's just, with these young secondary members, how about this for Saturday, Jake? Just have a solid game.
Yeah. You don't
just pick up some confidence. Maybe we're feeling down about ourselves a little bit after what happened last week. I don't think that they probably are too much, but maybe they are.
They shouldn't be.
Let's just chill. Better yet, let's make a big play on the ball. Let's put something on tape for the University of Iowa of these young defensive backs.
If there's a way that this can go poorly, it's South Dakota jumping out to an early lead. Fans get tense, and they get out to an early lead because I can just envision it right now, and they should be. The linebackers, the safeties are going to be coming out. They're going to be full of energy. They're going to be aggressive. And South Dakota, Aiden Bauman make them pay over the top. So maybe, just maybe, at least at the start, the game plan should be a little more conservative. You don't need to be stepping up in the run game like completely.
Would it shock you if they go down and score like a field goal in the first series?
No, not at all.
Because that's what happens with Iowa State. Haycock makes adjustments.
Yeah. I think what you want to avoid.
The play here is first half, you bet on South Dakota State, South Dakota. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that to you, Yokes.
TJ probably doesn't like that either.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Because we've been there, right?
You're going to be getting a text from Mr. Otzelberger.
We've seen this so much where, especially in this scenario where you have a new coordinator, but just chill. Like the play here, this is how I project the game will go, is South Dakota keeps this very respectable at halftime, much like North Dakota did. Iowa State pulls away, backdoor cover, Cyclones win by 17. Let's go 27-10.
So I made my projection before I even saw the over-under, and I hit right at it. So I believe I sent to Randy Peterson my picks for Iowa Everywhere, 34-13 Cyclones. And I envision it going the same way, where it might be a little close in the second quarter, dominant second half, and that'd get the under by half a point, but a little higher scoring. The one thing on top of this, it's not a must, but I'd like to see it. I'd like to see just a good first quarter for Rocco.
Clean it up.
We've got a year sample size now of Rocco primarily struggling in the first quarter. I don't know if that is first quarter nerves. I don't know if it's miscommunications with the receivers. I know last year he was dealing with some shoulder problems at the start of the year. It'd be really nice if Rocco could just go out, start 6 of 7, 7 of 8, hit on those 10-yard out routes that
just
he missed a couple of them.
Absolutely.
So that I think that could be good for the team in general and Rocco going forward to know, hey, I can go out there and start a game.
Can we talk about Sowell and Townsend too?
Who?
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I projected for a while now. I've been saying for months I didn't expect anything from these guys until October. Because I'm going off of history. Boy, great opportunity, though.
Yeah, no kidding. I think Sowell more so. Well, the way I read into it, we don't know much about Townsend. We know he's been dinged up in camp. But him not
Both
returning...
have, from what I understand.
Yes. Him not returning kicks and punts tells me that he's probably a little more injured than we've been led on to know.
Great point.
And so I'm going to hold my opinion on Townsend a few weeks down the road, see if he can get healthy. I expect Sowell to have a bounce-back game this time. He did get targeted more than Townsend did. I think he had either 3 or 4 targets. He had one he probably should have caught, but it was off the mark by Rocco on that third down in the red zone. Rocco underthrew him on that fade route. Sowell could have fought for the ball a little bit more, maybe drew a PI. I think Sowell is a little more on the verge of a slight breakout game. I'm not saying he's going to go for 100 yards or anything, but I think Sowell has a few catches, hits 40, 50 yards. Everyone feels good.
Sowell looked nervous, I thought, in the opener. I thought there were some jitters there. We know the type of player he can be. Same guy was Cooper Alexander. He had that drop
Yeah.
Like
Alexander's not dropping that ball again.
No. Nope. And that's week 0 stuff. So, no, we're on the same page here. I think that I think Iowa State wins it. I think that fans are comfortable throughout the game. I also think when you're hanging out on Saturday night, you're probably not going to be like jacked like you were last week. Like, I don't think Iowa State's going to drop 40 on this team.
That's probably a good thing, though. I would much rather the team have to go in Monday.
Matt Campbell is,
and Haycock is pissed about something.
This is going to be a meat grinder of a second half.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, oh my God, can this game end?
That sets up better for the Cy-Hawk game. Not that anybody is taking that game lightly, but you probably don't want to be ultra confident heading into it. You don't want everyone telling you how incredible you are. You want Iowa to... if you're an Iowa State fan, you want Iowa to go beat Albany 45-3. And you want their fan base to be convinced that they do have Marvin McNutt and DJK again when they most likely do not. Iowa State, I think you're fine if you go and win a game 35-14 and 28-14 and just make it boring but not uncomfortable.
Well said, my friend. Well, I thank our great sponsor, Channel Seed, for bringing us all of our game day coverage. Good news is that Leah Nelson will be back with me at halftime this week. Leah has been in Ireland. She kind of came late and did the Ireland thing after the game. Leah will be with me post-game as well while Jake is down doing his thing in the locker room. Well, not in the locker room, but you know what I mean. Locker room coverage, all that great stuff. He is Jake Brend. Aiden Wyatt produces the show each and every week, does a great job for us. Like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube page. That's where you can get all this, and it comes right to your phone. We want to be a part of your guys' game day. Thanks for hanging out with us at Cyclone Fanatic.